Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Miss Smarty and why I'm doing my upcoming parody, where I interview Miss Smarty Pants from Beyond the Scalpel. Okay, let's just jump right in. And you can hear my birds in the background. This is a real deal here. Okay, I started watching Miss Smarty's podcast, and I enjoyed the podcast in the beginning. It was long before the facelift, and so that's something that didn't bother me at first. But what started to bother me was the fact that when she had guests on, she would interrupt her guest and always bring the conversation back to her. It was always about her. No matter what the topic was, no matter who the guest was helping her discuss the topic, it always come back to her and not her guest in her room. You know, those guests in the room should have been her primary concern, not herself, because she was supposed to be the professional. She was the moderator running the room. She knew that the people came in to watch her podcast to learn something, plus visit with each other. And in the end, they wound up visiting with each other more than listening to her boring podcast that always reverted back to her. That was irritating. That was the first thing that came to my attention that irritated me. And I found out later that I was not the only one. I was one of many that were very irritated by her podcast. And why I didn't stop going, just leave it alone, because I had developed a friendship with the ladies that were in that podcast. I knew that I wanted to come and visit with them every week. That became part of my life, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed knowing those people. And I have developed true friendships with those particular ladies. Then she had a Wednesday podcast with another member of her crew, and everybody got really used to those Wednesday podcasts. We depended on those Wednesdays. Then up out of the blue, she ends those Wednesdays for some personal reason. Now, if you're a professional person and you're a YouTube celebrity and you are an influencer, you don't just pull the rug out from under people. You continue in some way or another. But she hadn't even discussed that with the lady that was doing the Wednesday podcast with her. She was at a loss of what had happened, what was going on, and what she needed to do. And myself and several other members of that Wednesday podcast went to her and prompted her to continue her podcast on her own channel. We backed her, we supported her, we showed love to her, and helped build her own following on her own channel. But what does Miss Smarty Pants do? She started coming in there and out of her own insecurities and jealousy drags her back to her own channel. Now, we began to become irritated about that. And one of those members was Naya. Naya made it clear that that lady that was doing Wednesdays did not need Miss Smarty Pants anymore, that she had her own following and she was doing very well. Well, when Miss Smarty got word of that, whether she was a fly on the wall and listening to the conversations or she had a spy that went back to her, she ended her friendship with Naya for that reason, because she was showing support for someone else. That's what prompted me to make these videos, because I was not liking at all how Naya was being treated. Now, I will fight for my friends when I will let people run over me. But then when she decided that she wanted to, she ended her friendship with me also. So, I can tell you, when she makes her podcast, she will say things that she does not truly mean. She is not an honest person. So keep checking back. When the parody's ready, it's going to be epic.